For those of you who are at home, who have been told by your docs and or providers that you have knee OA, you've told them that walking doesn't feel good. You told them that standing doesn't feel good. You told them that going from sitting to stand doesn't feel good. The knees feel achy and the knees feel sore. But what if I told you that the focus should be on other areas off of the knee? I know that doesn't make any kind of sense because the pain is at the knees. But in this video here, I'm going to show you why targeting other areas above the knees will help alleviate pain and also help take pressure off of the knees. Let's get right into it. Hey, knee OA is kind of a big deal. It affects a lot of people and it makes doing things very challenging. But what is knee OA? So knee OA is where the support structures of the knee, they've been taking on a lot of wear and tear over time, right? What are those structures? You have things like the bones, the cartilage, the ligaments, the meniscus, which is like the tempur-pedic bed of the knee. I typically call these your static stabilizers. So they show up to work every day. They don't take a day off. Now you have your dynamic stabilizers, which are muscles that help support the knees, and a lot of times those muscles are not really showing up to work. So with knee OA, what you typically have, you have these static stabilizers again, which are the bones, the cartilage, maybe the meniscus, those particular areas. They're taking on the wear and tear. They're being overworked. They're not being paid overtime pay for the extra work that they're doing. And now they are knocking on the door and they're upset that they've been working overtime, not getting paid for it. Their lunchtime has been shortened. They don't even have a full hour-long break anymore. They got to eat 5 minutes, right? So these structures are upset and pissed off that they've been overworked for all this time and they haven't had the support that they needed. So the dynamic stabilizing areas that we want to focus on today, the areas that we want to turn on and target to specifically help take tension off of the knees and bring more support to the knees, are the glutes, which are the muscles around your hips, the backside and the side of your hips, and also your deep core muscles, the deep tummy muscles. So when we get these two areas turned on and we get them clocking in and showing up to work, they will help take tension off of the knees and they will also help support the knees. So what we're going to work on now, we're going to go right into the exercises that you can do at the crib to help take tension and pressure off of the knees. You don't need much. All you need is yourself and space.
All right. Exercise number 1. So let's talk about one of the most important muscles for helping your knees feel better, your glutes. I also think this is one group of muscles that are constantly overlooked for some reason. Yes, the pain is at the knees 100%, but man, you got to look at what's happening above, right? So your glutes are the big muscles in the back of your hips, and they play a huge role in how your legs move and how your knees handle pressure. When these muscles are strong and active, they help guide your hips and legs so that the knee joint doesn't take on more stress than it should. You got your job. Do you want your CEO to give you more work and not pay you for that? Come on now. So think of your glutes like shock absorbers for your lower body. So when they're doing their job, they help spread out the forces that happen when you walk, stand up, climb stairs, or squat down. But when they're weak or not firing well, the extra load can travel down the chain and land right in the knee. So that's kind of where the glute bridge comes in. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. From here, press through your heels and slowly lift your hips toward the ceiling, or the sky in my case. At the top, pause for a moment and give your glutes a really good squeeze, almost like you're trying to hold a small coin between them. Then lower back down slowly and repeat. We are aiming for 2 sets of 15, focusing on quality over speed. Over time, stronger glutes can improve hip control, reduce stress traveling into the knee, and make everyday movements feel smoother and more supported. Take your time with these. It's no rush. Feel the muscles work, and remember, strong hips help build happier knees. All right, next we're moving into a sideline clamshell. This is a small movement, looks very easy to do, but it targets one of the most important muscles for helping your knees feel supported, the glute medius. This muscle sits on the side of your hip, and its main job is to help keep your legs lined up properly when you walk, climb stairs, or stand on one knee. When it's strong, it helps prevent your knee from collapsing inwardly, which is something that can increase stress on the knee joint over time. So let's get this thing set up. Lie on your side with your knees bent and your hips stacked on top of each other. Your feet stay together and your head can rest on your arm or a pillow if that's more comfortable. As you can see here, I ain't do that. From here, gently lift up your top knee while keeping your feet touching. Think of your legs like opening a clamshell. The most important part is keeping your hips steady. Try not to roll backwards as you lift your knee. Imagine there's a glass of water resting on the top of your hip and your job is to not spill it. Lift slowly, pause at the top, and give your glutes a good squeeze for a moment before lowering back down. We're aiming for about 15 controlled reps. And that little pause at the top is where the magic happens. That's where the side glute muscles really start to wake up and do their job. These muscles act like a stabilizer for your hip and knee. When they are strong, they help guide the leg into better alignment so your knee doesn't have to absorb unnecessary pressure with every step that you take. Small movements, big benefit. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides and do the same thing on the other leg. Yo, sharing is caring. Yo, both legs got to get the same love. Come on now. Take a moment to roll over. Get comfortable and stack your hips again so they're lined up on top of each other. Just like before, bend your knee slightly and keep your feet together. From here, slowly lift your top knee up while keeping your hips steady. Again, think about the clamshell opening and closing. Smooth movements up, small pause at the top, and then slowly lower back down. Give the glutes a good squeeze at the top of each rep. Again, the side glute muscle plays a really important role when you're walking, especially when one foot is on the ground and the other is stepping forward. Every time you take a step, this muscle helps keep your pelvis level and your legs tracking in the right direction. When it's weak, the knees can drift inwardly and that can increase pressure inside the knee joint. But when it is strong, it helps distribute force better through the hip and leg. So again, aim for 15 controlled reps here, focusing on quality than speed. Over time, strengthening these side hip muscles can improve walking mechanics, reduce knee strain, and make movements like climbing stairs or standing up feel smoother and more stable. So take your time with these. Feel the muscles working, and remember, strong hips are one of the best ways to support healthy knees. All right, let's finish this routine with a good core sequence that helps support your knees and hips by strengthening the muscles that stabilize your entire trunk. Go ahead and roll out your mat and get yourself comfortable on the floor. These plank variations are great for building deep core strength, which helps control how force moves through your hips, knees, and legs. Let's start with a forward plank. Set your elbows under your shoulders and step your legs back. Lift up your body so you're forming a straight line from your shoulders down to your heels. Think about gently tightening your core, almost like you're bracing for a light poke in the stomach or someone's getting ready to punch you in the stomach and you're getting ready to brace. Now you gotta make sure you're breathing. Do not hold your breath on this. Gotta breathe normally. So imagine your body is a strong wooden plank. No sagging in the hips and no lifting them too high. These deep core muscles are like a natural support system for your spine and pelvis. When they're strong, they help keep your hips and knees moving in a better alignment. Now let's go ahead and transition to the side plank, modified here, and I'll show you what that looks like. Beautiful day today, as you can see. So check this out. So again, the modified side plank. So what we are going to do, we're going to stack our knees on top of each other and place your elbows directly under your shoulder. If someone has shoulder pain, yo, this is not the thing for you to be doing. Before lifting up, here's a helpful tip. If the bottom knee feels sensitive on the floor, place a soft cushion, folded towel, or some thick pillow underneath it. The extra padding can make this position much more comfortable. I'm using the grass here, which is easier for my knees. Again, I've already had 2 knee surgeries, so I want to keep them knees good. Now press through your forearm and lift your hips so your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. All right, we are getting ready to transition to the other side. But yo, the side core muscles, they're so incredibly important because they help stabilize your pelvis when you walk, run, or climb stairs. They play such a huge role. But great job. So let's go ahead and switch into the other position. We're gonna work the other side, sharing is caring. So stack your knees again, elbows under your shoulders. And remember, if your bottom knee needs it, place that cushion or pillow underneath for support. Press through your forearm and lift your hips up. Hold steady here. Think about keeping your hips stacked and your body long. These muscles are working quietly but powerfully to help stabilize your pelvis and guide how your legs move underneath you. That stability is a big reason why strengthening your core can help reduce extra strain on your knees. Just keep breathing and hold strong. All right, good job, y'all. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna transition back into the forward plank and start the cycle all over again. So get set up and let's get after it. I'm just getting my timer ready, but now I'm gonna get right back into the forward plank position. Elbows under your shoulders, body long and steady. This second round often feels a little more challenging because your core muscles are already working, and that's exactly what we want. Focus on control instead of tension, and imagine your core is acting like a support belt around your spine and pelvis. And as you all at home already know, planks suck. Man, they really get after it. You really start to feel some things wake up in your tummy. But good job, y'all, for hanging in there. So we are done with that one. Let's go ahead and get ready and transition to the side plank again. So we're gonna get our time right, make sure we're good, cooking with grease. We're gonna get into the modified side plank position again. So same ideas, knees stacked, hips lifted, and your core gently engaged. You may feel these muscles working more now, and that's normal. Strong side core muscles help control side to side movements of the pelvis, which improves how your legs and knees track underneath you. We are almost there. Just checking the time. We're getting ready to transition to the next side. So just hold strong, breathe normally, and we're almost done. All right, good job, y'all. So let's go ahead and do one more for the opposite side. So again, I'm going to get into that modified side plank again and settle into that position. So at this point, you might start to feel the muscles along the side of your hip and waist working a little harder, and that's exactly what we want. These muscles are part of your body stability system. Their job is to keep your pelvis steady whenever one leg is supporting your weight. Think about walking for a moment. Every time you take a step, you are essentially balancing on one leg for a brief second. If these muscles are strong, they help keep everything leveled and controlled. If they're weak, the pelvis can drop slightly, and that extra movement can send more stress down toward the knee. So each side I've held for about 30 seconds. So kind of think about 30 seconds as you're working through this. And again, you want to hold strong. Imagine your body's creating a strong pillar from your shoulders all the way down. Good job, y'all.
Hey, what's up? First and foremost, thank you for joining me on doing those exercises. That's what's up. Sometimes you need that accountability partner to work alongside with you. But hopefully those exercises weren't too hard. But we specifically targeted those areas, those dynamic stabilizing areas. And hopefully right now you should feel like the knees feel a little bit more supportive. Like the knees feel, like less tension on the knees. And that's the goal. Now, if you like this video, like, subscribe to it, send it to Grandma Ma, send it to Grandpa Paul, send it to your aunts, your cousins, your friends, send it to folks who have knee pain. And if you have any questions, throw them down below. And also, I do have a knee pain guide down below. That's yours. Tap into that, link into the bio, and you'll see that link there. And I'll see you all for the next one.